What I do have to do, though, is a bit of story time with no limits. This is technically a two-part thing. I'm going to read one and then go straight into the next one. This first story is called An Anorexic Alliance. A girl named Scarlett has anorexia and she allies with Slenderman. You know you're in for a good time. Scarlett was in the hallway at school being teased by some boys as always. Hey Scar, why don't you eat more so you're not just skin and bones? Ha ha! And Scarlett, for the first time, defended herself. I may be thin, but you're more overweighted than anyone else I've seen. The boys who were teasing her looked ashamed, because it was true. They were heavily overweight. But and one of them said, and they all left. Scarlett felt proud of herself and went into her math class. After she got home, she ate a scrap of a taco and said to her mom, I finally defended myself against those overweight boys who were jerks to me. Well, I'm very proud of you, Scarlett, replied her mom. But you really should get over your anorexic problems. It can kill you. That's not how you... Scarlett replied, Okay, Mom, I'll try. Scarlett then went into her room, turned on her computer, and listened to her music. Scarlett was only slightly underweight, as she has mostly overcome her anorexia. She looks out her window and saw a flash of a tall, pale, faceless, thin man, wearing a jet black suit and a blood-red tie. The man was just as thin as her. Scarlett recognized this man as the Slenderman. She has heard many rumors about him. She did not scream, as she felt an urge to go to this man. Yeah, just get over your mental illness. Precisely. She turned off her computer, went out of her room, and told her mom, I'm going for a walk outside, I'll be back. Okay, be back at 8, replied her mom, and Scarlett set off to find the Slender Man. About 15 minutes later, she saw Slenderman only 10 feet away, and she ran towards him. You're not going to do a whole lot of running if it's only 10 feet. When she got in front of him, Scarlett said, Slendy, thank God you're here. Slender replied, How are you not afraid of me, and why are you just as thin as me? Why would I be afraid of you? You're awesome. Also, I have anorexia, that's why I'm thin. Scarlett replied and thought for a moment. Just a reminder, Slenderman was part of a Photoshop contest. Like that's where it came from. She then said, Say, you're as thin as me. How about we ally with each other and I become one of your proxies, deal? Slenderman thought for a moment, and replied, Deal. They shook hands and Scarlett felt herself transform. Her blonde hair became redder than blood. Her pale green eyes turned into a piercing blue, and her skin became paler. She saw herself wearing a black jumpsuit and said to Slender, Thank you, I will always be your most loyal proxy. You're welcome, my dear Scarlett, replied Slender, and Scarlett started running towards the middle of the woods. The end. Now I told you that story so I could tell you this story. Because this story is called The Obesity Empire Plagiarism. A woman named Greta has obesity and she's with Potato. The Hash Brown. Greta was in the hallway at daycare being teased by some man-child as always. Hey, bitch, why don't you eat some more? Ha ha. And she did exactly that. The man-child who were teasing her were ashamed as they were anorexic, and they all left. Greta felt proud of herself and went into her gender class. After she got home, she ate a large of a taco and said to her mom, "Those anorexic boys are jerks." "Well, I'm very proud of you, Greta," replied her mom. Greta then went into her room, turned on her computer, and listened to her music. She looked out her window and saw a giant potato. The potato was just as big as her. Greta recognized this potato. She has heard many rumors about it. She did not scream as she felt an urge to go to this potato. She turned off her computer, went out of her room, and told her mom, "I'm going for a walk outside." "Okay," replied her mom. And Greta set off to find the potato. Later, she saw the potato only a few feet away and she ran towards it. When she got in front of it, Greta said, "Thank goodness you're here." The potato replied, "How are you not afraid of me? And why are you just as humongous as me?" "Why would I be afraid of you? You're delicious. Also, I have obesity, that's why I'm fat," Greta replied, and thought for a moment. She then said, "Say, you're as big as me. How about I join you and become one of your imperial servant? Deal?" The potato thought for a moment and replied, "Deal." Greta felt herself transform and said to the potato, "Thank you, I will always be your most loyal servant." "You're welcome, my dear Greta," replied the potato. And Greta started running in towards the portal. End. I'm going to commit Sudoku. I think you understand now why I had to read those as a pair instead of separately.